All right, we can start now.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's see if that works. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Pius, and we will be having a session on how to download the software that you'll use for your data analysis class. So I hope that this session will be useful to you. The way that this session will work typically is to sort of, I'll do a PowerPoint presentation, which is about 6 slides only. And the idea is just to give you a visual representation of the software we'll use, some of the tips, useful tips that you should you should bear in mind and should guide you. And then we'll sort of, if anybody wants to try their hands at downloading anything, or if anybody has tried to download and has any questions, then they can ask. I guess the way that this will go is that the more questions you ask, the more we'll expand the conversation. Also, definitely feel free to ask questions. You can ask it aloud. You can put it in the chat. I guess maybe putting in the chat would be a better way because everyone is muted anyway. So I'll be keeping an eye on the chat. Yes, on the chat, that should be helpful. If you can sort of keep the conversation in the chat down to questions for now while the session is going on, so that I can easily follow through with the questions. That way we can get this done successfully. Also, one thing to note is that because you've not actually started the program, you may not have so many questions to ask about like some of the software you need further down. So that is understandable. I guess you're going to be starting with Excel, so you may not be in a hurry to think about the other software you need later. That is fine. I should be accessible when you get to the point where you need those, but it's important you keep this knowledge in mind and take it with you, and you'll have the slides made available to you so you can make reference to it again. Okay, having said that, I will share my slide. Okay. Let me share screen. Let's see. No, one sec. That I did that. No, I did not. I did it. I'm hoping my slide is visible. Let's try and get this to work. Damilola, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, absolutely fabulous. Okay, I'm just going to take 1 second to turn on the light in my room because it looks like it's getting dark. Okay, all right. So so today's session is on software installation for data analysis. My name is Pius. All right, so for the analytics session, the main packages you will be learning for data analysis will be Excel, Power BI, and SQL. And for Excel, you need the Excel software. For Power BI, you need the Power BI software. For SQL, there's several open source software available, but PostgreSQL is the one that Analytics uses. I'm not sure if there's any other one. People often make the choice to use whichever one works for them, but these are the ones we'll be talking about, and these are the ones we'll give a lot more detail about, but definitely feel free to play around with other things you find out there, but these are the ones you're likely to find in the course of the classes and the conversations you'll be having with your tutors. Okay, so let's go down into this. So I'm not sure how many people in the class use Windows machines versus Macs. So the Windows are the HPs, Dells, etc. Macs, MacBooks. Some software are available most software available on Windows anyways, because these are like the computers that almost everybody uses. The Macs are more high-end, so not all software available to Mac. And it's not just because they are high-end, it's because some of the software providers, right? When they build their software, typically when software is built, it's built first for Windows, it's tried first on Windows, and then an eventual Mac version will be produced. So at the moment, Excel, Microsoft Excel, is available on Windows. I think about up to 5 years ago or 3 years ago, when you buy a new Windows computer, you would have Microsoft Office downloaded. So all the Microsoft Office apps would be there. That include Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, all of those Microsoft applications that you typically use. But now, for the new releases of Windows, they don't come pre-installed. At least I remember when I bought my HP last year, there was no Microsoft. I had to download Microsoft, right? So you can download the apps, but now the apps are no longer free to use as well. So you have to pay for the Microsoft certificate. I'm not exactly sure how much it costs, but if you went on the Microsoft site, you'll find the cost. Some students can get it for free, depending on your university, and if they bought like an enterprise package with Microsoft. Because I remember when I was doing my master's, my university, I downloaded free. Like when I was a student, I was getting it for free through my university. So you may, depending on your university, you may check with your university if you're a student to see if they have it available for students to download for free. Otherwise, you'll have to buy the certificate. So with Microsoft, to get access to Excel, you need a Microsoft account, and then you pay on the Microsoft site for the certificate, right? The license. And so once you pay for the license, you can access the Microsoft apps, including Excel. There are some ways to get it for free. I honestly don't know what those ways are, because I guess it's some people who have their ways of going around those. But again, I don't know what those are. I do know that for my own Microsoft, I had to pay for the license. So that is Microsoft, and it's available on Windows and also on Mac. Power BI is available on Windows. That's free to download. You don't have to pay for it. It's free to download on Windows. All you need to do is go on the Google Power BI on your browser. You get to the site, download it, follow the instructions, download it, simple. PostgreSQL is the same thing. It's free to download, so you don't have to pay for a license or anything. You download it, simple. If you are using a Windows, that is. So these are for Windows, those who use Windows, the HP, the Dells, etc. Windows, yes, those are the Asus, Lenovo, those are the common ones. If you use Mac, it's a bit of a different story with Mac, yeah? With Mac, you also need to pay. It's the same thing. You can download the Microsoft Office, but as long as you have a Microsoft account, paid for the license, you can get Microsoft Excel on your MacBook. PostgreSQL also has a Mac version that you can download for free. So that one is fine. Power BI, however, is the issue, right? So Power BI at the moment does not have, it's a Windows-only application, supported only on Windows. So you cannot download Power BI on Mac. And I use a Mac. So when the first issues I had was with downloading Power BI to follow through with my class, because I couldn't do it on my Mac. So what the solution to that is not to try and buy another laptop, buy a Windows laptop, because that's expensive, right? The solution to that is to get a virtual machine, download a virtual machine to your MacBook, and then the virtual machine allows you to run Windows 10 on your MacBook, right? So let's talk a bit about virtual machines. So a virtual machine is a remote desktop that overlays on your Mac operating system. So it's like having another desktop, yes, on your the screen of your computer. So it's basically like running Windows 10 on your Mac, and you can easily switch between both, right? I'm going to soon show you how my own virtual machine works. So it's like running Windows 10 and Mac OS on a MacBook at the same time. So it gives you the benefit of both. So it's like owning a Windows laptop and a MacBook together. Only that, it's just one machine, right? And then examples of virtual machines are Oracle VM VirtualBox, which is free, and Parallels that you need a license for. There's several of them, but these two are the most popular. And if you Google virtual machines for Mac, which is what I did when I first tried to find virtual machines, I saw a lot of reviews. These were the two most popular. I first downloaded the VirtualBox because, of course, it's free. Why not? I downloaded it, and I realized I had so many issues. So it may have been peculiar to me or my internet connection or my machine at the time. I don't know. But I didn't have a good experience with it at all. It was really frustrating. So I gave up on it long ago. And now I use Parallels, which is the one you have to pay for. So note that Parallels is a paid version. I'm not sure if people have found a way of getting around paying for Parallels yet. If you like, if there's a way to do that, maybe someone will find it. But I had to pay for it. And the license starts from £69, and it goes higher. Is it dollars or pounds? I think it's pounds, yes. And it goes higher, there's 79 and something. It's a yearly license, and then you have to renew it every year. So that's just one thing to look out for. With Parallels, you must pay. But feel free to try the virtual one if you want. Yeah. Okay, so how do you download a virtual machine or even any of the software you want to use? I always tell people, if you want to download the software, first thing, just go on your browser and Google that software, right? So for example, you want to download Excel, you just Google Microsoft Excel, right? The first link that should come up is the website for Microsoft. And they will show you a download link, depending on whether it's Windows, iOS, or using Linux, Mac. And then you click, you download the browser. You download the installer. You download the installer, it's a step-by-step process. The thing with these things is it's super intuitive. It tells you, just choose the instructions, you read it, you follow it gradually, straightforward. Anybody who has tried to download any app at all for a desktop, you will know that it's pretty straightforward. So go to the browser, download, simple. I'll show you an example of what I mean by like searching it on the browser. And while I'm also showing you how my own virtual machine works. Yeah. All right, so one useful tip is that remember I said that Excel works, Microsoft Excel works on your MacBook or Windows, right? Without any real difference. In my personal experience, I found that when I downloaded, before I got the virtual machine, right? When I downloaded Excel on my MacBook, it was behaving very wonky, very funny, compared to when I used Excel on a Windows machine that I owned before. It wasn't really clear. And when I was following through the classes, the examples they were giving was funny. But when I downloaded the virtual machine, because the virtual machine is a Windows machine, I could open Excel. I could download Excel, right? On the Windows machine, on the Windows 10 of the virtual machine. So now I didn't need to pay a separate license. I already had the Microsoft license that I already had, because with Microsoft, you can use the same license for I think up to 4 devices or something, I'm not sure, as long as you use the same login to sign in, right? So I just signed in on the virtual machine. I downloaded Excel on my virtual machine, and it worked better than when I use my Mac OS. So one useful tip I'll say is that I'll tell those that are using Mac is that even if Excel can work on Mac, you may have this problem. Again, it may depend on the version of your Mac. I don't know, it may depend on the version of your Mac, the OS, because my Mac is, it was the Big Sur version, and now I've upgraded to Monterey on the MacBook Pro. Someone who uses the MacBook Air was telling me that the Excel for Mac that she downloaded on MacBook Air wasn't too problematic. So it may depend on the version of your Mac. So look out for that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me show you, first of all, what my virtual machine looks like. And I'm going to try and download a software on my virtual machine, that's the Windows, and try also to download it on my Mac OS. So you see the difference. And I'm going to try downloading a software that I had deleted, which is the PostgreSQL. I deleted that so that it's no longer on my system, so I can download it and we can see how that is going to work, assuming it works. I hope it does. All right, so let me exit this. I'm going to fire up my virtual machine now. So this is what the interface of my Mac OS looks like, if you can see that. Now I'm starting my virtual machine. Okay, let me take that back so you can see. Let me go and try. So I'm going to try. So Parallels looks like this. This is the interface. So if I click on that, I had my Windows 10 was already open on Parallels. So this is what it looks like. So it's resuming my Windows 10. So you can see I'm using a Mac, but I have Windows 10 on it. So if you look at it, this is the typical Windows 10 interface, right? And then I can search for what I've already downloaded. I already have Excel and Power BI downloaded here. So I'm going to open my Excel here. Excel. So you see it here. I'll just click on that. And you see it's starting up my Excel, right? So see, I already have a lot of analytics data thing that I was working on, and a lot of other things I was working on before anyways. So these are workbooks I've already been using before. If I want to open a new one, I just open here, and it looks really nice and cute. So you see, this is the Excel on my virtual machine, the Windows, right? Now, let me just show you what I meant when I said that. On if you use a virtual machine, it does not stop you from using your Mac OS. You can minimize this one anytime. So I'm going to minimize this. I'll just move it to one side anyways. So as you can see, let me close this. So as you can see, my Windows, right, I've minimized it to the left. I can move it wherever I want. If I want to move it to the right, I can move it around, but I'll leave it to the left for now. And below, you can still see my Mac OS, right? So if I'm going to try and fire up Excel here on my Mac OS, so you see what my applications here. So I have Microsoft Excel. So you see my Microsoft Excel. So it looks like on the Mac. I'm opening a new sheet. So this is what my Microsoft Excel looks like on my Mac OS, right? You may not really see the real difference in functionality between this Microsoft on the Mac and on the Windows until you're actually using it. Some things like trying to do Power Query is absolutely horrible on Microsoft, on my Excel for Mac, but on Windows, it works very sweet. So that's why I was saying, I'd advise you, if you use a virtual machine on Mac, just do all your analysis on the virtual machine. It will really save you time. Okay, I'm going back to the virtual machine, yeah? Let me maximize the virtual machine. So virtual machine is open again now. So what I opened was Excel. Let me minimize. What do I want to do? This is my Excel. I'm going to close my Excel command. Stop my thing. Yeah. I don't want to say thank you. All right, so I've closed my Excel. I'm going to try and open Power BI now. I've already downloaded this, right? I'm just searching for it in my applications. So I'm just showing you that I'm using a Mac, but I can open Power BI. If I wasn't using a virtual machine, I would never open Power BI on this computer because it will never download on a Mac. It's not yet available. I don't want an update. Thank you. Not now. All right. So this is what my Power BI looks like, right? So you can see that Power BI is here. If I minimize this and go and try finding Power BI, let me minimize this and go to, I'm back on my Mac OS. And go to my Finder, applications. I don't have Power BI anyway here. I didn't download it anyway, so there's no point looking for it. It's not here. I didn't download it because when I tried, it just said it's not available for Mac. So end of story. All right, so we're back to a virtual machine. Let me maximize that. So you can see how I'm playing between both, right? It's very easy. It doesn't give you any issues. You can minimize the virtual machine to one side when you want, go back to your Mac, switch in seconds. It's super easy. It doesn't in any way stop you from using your Mac or anything like that. That's if you work with a Mac. And then, and I'm doing both because I know people on this call will be using one of the other, so I'm trying to do both at the same time. All right, so let me close the Power BI app now, so that I'll now try to download Postgre. Want to let me know what. There you go. All right, so I want to download an app I don't already have, right? So I'm not going to go and try and search it. I will try to find it in the browser. So I'm going to fire up my Google Chrome browser. And it will open normally, like the way you open a browser on Windows anyways. All right, so let's try PostgreSQL. Yeah, we searched that. So see what I said, right? It takes you, the first site that usually shows up is the website for Postgre anyways, when you Google that. And then it just shows you the download. So you can choose what you want to download. I just always do a shortcut, right? When I look at this, it says downloads. I just click on downloads. And it will tell you what, it will ask you for your machine. Are you using a Linux, Mac OS, Windows, etc., etc. Because this is on the virtual machine, this is a Windows machine, right? The virtual machine is a Windows machine. So because I'm on the virtual machine, I'll click Windows. And it will ask me plenty of questions. And I will, so I click that. And you see just here, it says download the installer. So what we want to download is the installer. So I click download the installer and watch what is happening, right? So be careful to read this and check which of the, which machine you use. Remember I said I'm doing this on the virtual machine, it's a Windows, so I'm going to click on this. So look at the lower left side, look, the installer is downloading, just like you download any app. So you see, it has, once that circle is completely blue and it stops being blue, right? So you see the blue is blinking, that's it. It's installed. So I usually just click on this arrow and open. So you see these instructions. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your devices? Yes. It will load. And then you see, it will just do its thing, right? So right now, the installer is authenticating in the background, then it will load. I'm expecting some more instructions. So you see, it says initializing, right? So, so you see here, it will show you this. It usually gives you instructions. That's why I said it's quite intuitive. So it's usually next. It's asking you where, it is showing you the directory where it wants to save it in your system. Next, it shows you all this. Next, again, this, next. So you just keep going, right? So with Postgre, you have to have registered on the database and then set up a password. That's something you can do in the background before you download this, right? So once you do that, sign in, you just keep going next until it finishes downloading. It's really super straightforward. Let me minimize this again and go to, okay, I'm back on that. So that was for Windows, right? I'm back on the Mac. That's my browser. Okay, this is the Chrome browser for my Mac, right? All right, so where am I? Again, I want to find PostgreSQL. Remember, I'm back on the Mac now, right? Downloads. So for this one, I'll click on Mac OS because this is opening on my Mac. Download the installer. Same thing, same procedure, it's not different. Here you click Mac because you're using a Mac, right? And see, it downloads, it does the same thing, right? Same thing. And then you just go through the same process, open it, etc., etc. And then it's the same thing, open. And then you follow the same instructions. It's not any different. It's the exact same thing. So I've shown you how to download for SQL. I would have, yeah, for Mac, you have to click this, open, same thing, not any different, yeah. So I've shown you how to download PostgreSQL. Power BI, I already have it, but let me see if I'll be able to try and pretend that I want to download it. Let me open my virtual machine again. Yep, Thank you. For some reason, this thing, come on here. Okay. So remember I said if you want to download an app, just go to your browser. So I'm going to pretend I don't already have Power BI and I want to download it. Power BI. So yeah, I meant Power BI, thank you. All right, so if you want to find Power BI, so you see Power BI by Microsoft, it's made by Microsoft. So you can click on this, register an account and then download. With Power BI, you will have to remember I said you need a Microsoft account, so you have to get a Microsoft account because they'll ask you to sign in and then download the app. So it's pretty easy. The Microsoft account you use to download Excel is the same thing you're going to need, right? So same thing, right? So if you do Power BI download, yeah. Power BI download, desktop, download. So they have a mobile app, which is not very useful, to be honest. It's just useful for visualization. And they have a desktop app, which is what I mostly use. So you see here, Power BI desktop, download. If you click download Power BI, open Power BI store. Thank you. Come on. Yeah, so Power BI, right? So I'm sure this looks familiar if you've downloaded apps on a phone and things like that. So it's just a matter of clicking get, and then you have Power BI already. I already have it, so I'm not going to download it anymore. But that is the way that you download Power BI. So it's pretty much the same thing. If I try Microsoft Excel, you will find Microsoft Excel download. Microsoft Excel download. So you see Microsoft Excel. I will just do that. It's a really sweet shortcut, right? So I'll go and close things. So you see it says download for Windows. That's it. And you just download and go through the process, right? But just make sure, right? So you see it's telling you buy now. So the thing you need to do, again, it's different depending on your environment, because depending on where you are. Because like if you look at this tab, it says Microsoft ENGB, because I'm in Great Britain. So you had the Great Britain site. So when you're downloading, make sure you're downloading from you're downloading from the legitimate site for the country where you are. And what I have found is that that's usually the first site that pops up, like usually first and or second, right? So like this one, it's usually the first and or second, because Microsoft is such a huge organization that the way that they populate the internet, usually their site will come up first if you put their name on the browser. So make sure that's the legitimate site. So this is Microsoft's website, right? So buy from there. So if you click buy now, so ask you for home or business, and then you choose your options. Let's try for home. It will tell you the options you have, the different pricing, etc., etc., etc. So you go through that. Again, like I said, there may be ways of getting it for free, depending on where you are in your environment. So it may be worth asking your colleagues, friends who use Microsoft in your area, how they got theirs, how they downloaded theirs. It honestly differs from region to region. Also, if you're working in an organization, ask them if they have Microsoft suites for companies, because they may have the ones that employees can get for free while they work with the organization. So that may be a good place to check. This one says try for free, right? Home, but usually these try for free ones are usually like trial periods. Maybe let's see, this one says try for 1 month free. So if you've never used Excel before and you want to use this to test out, see how it looks before you buy or something like that, then you can try this for free. Yeah, that's what it is. So that's sort of like the basics of downloading the software that you need. I think one of the most useful things I've said, and I want you to remember, and this is useful because as you start your classes and then you start wanting to download software much later that you need later, you may, I wonder, where do I go? Just put the software, just Google it, right? Put it on your browser, Power BI download, and then Power BI is run by Microsoft. So Power BI should come up on Microsoft software, and then you click on that, and then you see the instructions, where to buy, pricing, etc. And that should be useful. I think those are sort of the most useful theoretical bits of this class. Then the next really practical thing to do is to check the chat to see if we have any pressing questions that may give us any. Okay, are we going to show them how to download the virtual machine? Yes, I am out. So I already have the virtual machine. I remember I said I use Parallels, right? So I have Parallels, and so with Parallels, you have to go on Parallels website, right? Let me Google that. Because I've already downloaded, I will not be able to download again. No matter for me, I will not be able to download again. But yeah, it's already open anyways, because I was checking out, I was checking an update they had. But what I just did was Parallels desktop, yeah, or Parallels virtual machine. Parallels virtual machine, that's the one I use. That's why I'm going to show you that. So all of these ads things are not for me. Yeah, so this is, you see, parallels.com. This was where I came. I'm showing you how I downloaded mine. Yeah. So with Parallels, this is their most recent version. You see here it says buy now, try for free trial. The free trial is 14 days, I believe. Yeah, so I already have it. If I install it now, it will clash with the one I have, but the instructions are here, simple, right? So you download the Parallels desktop to your Mac, right? And then when you download it, it gives you very simple, clear instructions. And once you download it, now remember that I said Parallels is a virtual machine itself, right? So when you download it, you now download, it will tell you how to download Microsoft Windows onto the Parallels. And then use that. Let me see. And then remember that if you've not used Windows 10, even if you've used Windows 10 before, actually, a lot of your apps will not come already built into this Windows 10 you've downloaded onto Parallels, right? It's like buying a new laptop. Even if you had a new Windows laptop, even if you had Google, Microsoft, Power BI, and any other apps on your old laptop, when you transfer your Windows 10 account to your new laptop, you will not transfer your apps, like most of your apps that don't come built in with your Windows, right? You have to re-download them yourself. So once you download the virtual machine, which is like buying a new laptop, like, right? Buying a new Windows, a new laptop, you now have to install the Microsoft Windows 10 onto the virtual machine, and then start downloading the apps that you want. So Google Chrome, you download, because that's my favorite browser, but they have their own native browser you can use, but I always download Google Chrome. Google Chrome, you download your Excel. If you already have the license, you download Power BI, which is free anyways, as long as it's a Windows machine, and then you can download your PostgreSQL. Okay, let me check for other questions. I'm going to minimize that. Have you ever encountered a problem with loading data on Power BI? I did at some point. But it didn't last for long. I did at some point, but I remember after that, what I did was I reloaded my virtual machine and I updated to the new version, and then everything was fine. So again, I don't know what, okay, you say you're using a Mac. What version of Mac are you using? And what virtual machine are you using on your Mac? Because again, that may be another thing. My Parallels at a point was getting stuck, and I found that I found that one of the reasons was maybe you have a lot of things running in the background. Oh, VirtualBox, yeah, there you go, VirtualBox, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, VirtualBox that's why I told you that I stopped using it. Makes sense. So with VirtualBox, I don't understand how the operating system for VirtualBox works, because I think with VirtualBox, if you put too much data at the same time, or depending on the size or quality of your data, you have issues. So you get things getting stuck. Sometimes if you're using an app, like you just get stuck on that interface and nothing is happening, right? So it's frustrating and you keep reloading and reloading. That was one of the reasons that I stopped using VirtualBox and I switched to Parallel. So unfortunately, it's just a VirtualBox thing. It's not, I don't think it's something with your Mac. Since I started using Parallel, the only problem I've encountered is that one time it got really stuck. The windows would not, like, you open on a blank page and it won't show anything. And I realized that I had so many things running at the background of the Mac OS. So I closed a lot of tabs that I didn't need. And I downloaded the latest version of, I installed the latest version of Parallel and everything got sorted. All right, someone's asking, installing Office, should I choose default or 64-bit? I guess it depends on the size of data you want to use. And it depends on the storage size of your machine. Because when you look at, remember I said when you go on the site for any a website, any software you want to download, you'll see those instructions where it says for Windows, it will show you the different sizes. Look beside it, you also see the size files, right? And the size of your computer storage unit. So those should correspond. So if you can find out like the size of your computer storage unit, that will help you decide what size to download. Because if you download one that is too heavy for your computer, then it will end up cramping the entire thing and making your life really difficult. Like it will hang at some point. So check the size of your computer and to tell you which one to download. Yes. So he said, so what's recommended? He said Parallels. Yes, it's called Parallels Desktop. And the company is just called Parallels. So it's parallel.com. That's what it is. That's what I use. And it really works. Unfortunately, it's paid. I don't know if people can share a subscription. I've never tried, but I do know that it's paid and it works better than the free version that came highly recommended. So that may be your best bet at the moment. I tried a couple of other free ones. It wasn't, no, my experience wasn't good at all. So I just stopped and I had to pay for the Parallel. So that may be your best bet. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, keep them coming. Okay, yeah, all right, thanks. I'm glad that was helpful. Okay, okay, yes, so that's what it looks like. Are there any particular pressing questions about any of the apps? Are people mostly using Windows or Macs? If people can put in the chat, are we mostly using Windows or Macs?
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yes. Go.
Okay, so I'm currently using a MacBook and I tried all the ones you like, just trying to download outrightly, but I couldn't. Yeah. So I tried this Parallel.
Yeah.
And they were asking me for, I think, $100. So I want to know if I should just go ahead and make the payment, because whilst you were talking, I tried to download the virtual machine, and then I realized something that they gave me like 4 different options to download a virtual machine: VMware, Hyper-V, VirtualBox, and Parallels. Yeah. So is it the same Parallels as the one that I have already, or it's different?
Let me show you what Parallels looks like so that you don't get confused here. Okay. So I'm going to go on their website so that you see what it looks like. So that, because Parallels, I know what just one Parallels, and I'm not sure they've said it come on. I'm not sure they started imitating it yet. So let me open that. Virtual machine.
Okay.
And so you see their website is parallels.com. That's what you're looking for, right? And the Parallels icon looks like this.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a Mac desktop with these 2 red lines.
Yes.
Exactly. So that's the one. Parallels gives you 14 days free trial, 2 weeks. Yes, 14 days free trial. So what I did actually myself, because me, I'm a kind of person that I like to try things first, right?
Yeah.
Because I had gotten so scalded by downloading different virtual boxes and getting really frustrated by my virtual box hanging my software, and I can't use it. So I got frustrated. So I said, this one that I have to pay 60 something pounds for, I must try it first. So I downloaded, see this one where it says download free trial, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I did. I downloaded it first, tried running these things on it, made sure that it was working properly, tried some data set on it. You see, tried some free data set on it for those 2 weeks.
Okay.
When it worked properly, I now pay for it. Because anyways, by the 14 days, they'll start sending you messages that pay, buy now or things like that. And if by the end of those 14 days, if you don't pay, it will pause.
Okay.
And you always be seeing that pay on the screen. So that will prompt you to pay. So what I'll advise you to do, download it and do the free trial, try different data sets, right? Okay. Exactly. Try different data sets. When it works for you, then you pay for it. If it doesn't work for you, you don't have to pay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes, go ahead.
Please, can you open your SQL? Just want to see what it looks like when you open it, because I keep getting this. I don't know. Can I start my video, please? So I want to show you. All right.
Let me.
So yeah, you can share your screen so that we can see what you're trying.
Okay. I'm trying to turn my camera to the other side so you can see my laptop.
Yeah.
Okay, so it does. Can you see this, please?
Yeah.
It does this every time I try to open the SQL. I don't know if this is normal.
It's supposed to install, and then after it installs, it will ask you for your password. That's your admin password if you set up an account.
Yes, I've gone past that stage.
So why is it still doing this?
I don't know why it does this, because I've installed and installed about 3 times.
Okay, yeah, hold on. Please, I think you're not supposed to. You've been clicking on, have you been going to downloads to click on it again?
Yeah, because it looks like you're opening the installer several times.
No, this is okay. This one is the one on my system already. This is it here. This one here.
Yeah.
So when I click it, it does this.
No, I think you're supposed to open PG4admin, not the Postgres again.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
where
do I get the PG4admin?
You're supposed to scroll through your apps. Like,
okay.
I don't even know what you use Mac too?
No.
Windows.
Okay, you're supposed to click on the Windows icon and then scroll down to PG4admin. That's what we'll be using. You're not supposed to click on it over and over again. It will keep installing.
Yes, what you're doing is you're clicking on the installer continuously. So the thing is, the thing keeps installing, because what you're showing me doesn't look like you've even reached the admin side. So you're just continually installing this thing, and then that's why you're having that issue.
All right, can you please talk me through it, please? Where do I get the PG4admin? When I click on the Windows, where do I go to place?
You scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
You scroll down if you could pull your phone back to the system.
Okay, I'm here right now. I'm seeing this and this.
Yeah, click on the drop down beside Postgres 11.
11, okay.
This is PG4admin. Can you see PGAdmin 4?
Yeah.
So click on it.
I just did.
Can you cancel this?
I have canceled this before.
So isn't this the one that was running when you first showed us? If you cancel this one, because it looks like it's still running. Yes, click that to close it.
Okay.
Okay. So did you click on the PG4admin?
Yes, I did. So I think that's why it's waiting for PG4 to start. Something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was happening before was that you kept clicking the installer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that it kept installing itself. Because usually, like, I've not tried to download, I've never fully tried to download Postgre. When I had Postgre on my computer, I was on my Mac OS. And with the Mac OS, when you download, it gives you the option to delete the installer after you've downloaded. So that shows you that you don't really need the installer after it has fully installed. So don't keep clicking on the installer after you've installed everything you need.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, yes, let me check the chat if we have another chat. I saw Office 3 small business premium software which can be downloaded without paying. Is it the same as Office 365? That's a good question. Usually with Office 365, you would have the home and the business. I think if you try to download Office 365 for small business, they may ask you for a business, what's the word? For like an official email address. So they may not let you set up the account with your personal email address. It may be an office email address. And I would be surprised if they said it's free, because it's for enterprise. You would think they want you to pay more than someone who is using the free one. But if it says it's free, try it. But when I did try, it was paid. It was a paid version. Office used to be free at some point, but right now you have to pay. I think it may still be free for phones. Yes, using Office on your phone is free, but for computers, for desktops, no, it's not that free. Okay, any other question?
Guys, please, if you have questions, please ask now, because we'll be starting our program on Saturday and we don't want anything that will draw us back. So if you have questions, please ask now so that we can solve all the issues before we start.
Okay, for me, I'm Shagun. For me, I'm trying to download my SQL, and pending that time, I think I have about 2 minutes left. I use a Microsoft laptop.
Okay.
Is that correct? Yeah.
I
So
use
the
the Windows.
question, I use a Windows. Sorry, I use a
Yeah.
window.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, can you download Mac on Windows?
No.
No. Okay.
No. The idea of a virtual machine is because, so like I said, Windows is like a baseline operating system, yeah, that we know has been in existence for a while. A lot of old and new internet-based solutions use Windows as their like model operating system. So any software designer, any software developer will tell you they learn to build for Windows first. So any app they're building, they first learn to build for Windows first and then learn to build for Mac later. So because Windows is easier to build for and has a lot more, it has easier functionalities. Also, it has a wider user base anyways. If you check the population of people that use computers, using Windows versus using Mac, population is a lot higher for Windows, and it makes sense. Windows is cheaper to access. So when people build any software solution, they always build for Windows first and eventually build for Mac. I'm surprised though that Power BI is still taking this long to have a Mac version. I'm not sure if there's a beef between Microsoft and Apple, but if there's a beef, they'll settle it among themselves. But I'm surprised they're not yet built a Windows version. But virtual boxes, all these companies that produce virtual machines just are making money off the fact that there are still some software that don't have Mac versions. And that's why they allow you to interface Windows on a Mac. But if anybody was going to be, I don't know if anybody built a virtual machine that allows you to interface Mac on a Windows, I'm not sure they'll make as much money as the other way around, if you see what I mean, right? So yeah, that's why I haven't yet heard of a virtual machine that allows you to interface Mac OS on Windows.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Go ahead, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's me again. Okay, so it just opened, and this is the error message that I got. Say PG47 could not be contacted. It's telling me to configure. Do I configure, or do I just delete this whole thing and start all over again?
This is a strange one. I would say delete it and start again. I'm not sure why you're getting this. Damilola, have you had any experience with this error message?
Could you click on configure? Let's see what.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the. I don't know if you can see it.
This is what I feared, because when it asks you to configure, it's going to be asking you for some details that are like back-end details that I'm not sure you would have access to.
Details, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure you have access to, like all these ports, proxy, etc. I'm not sure they gave you this information with the admin login access. I'm not sure. I haven't seen this. Maybe it's what downloading it, deleting it. Sorry, I'm trying again.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, hold on. Please, what you could do is check through your downloads and ensure that you delete everything all through your when you uninstall it, you also delete it from your root file, your file manager. Delete it from your downloads so that it won't give you problems. Everything you downloaded before. Then
Okay.
install it. And once you reinstall, you already know where to go to check if it is working.
I can't talk through this, eh?
Okay. So please let me know how that goes.
All right, I will. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Bridget D. Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'd like to ask, my question is about this Office 365.
Yeah.
Can getting a CD work?
Getting a CD.
Yes. An installation CD.
Yes, that will work.
365, getting a CD of it rather than downloading it. My problem is that I don't like putting my account details to buy anything online. I just don't like it. So I just want to ask, can I get an installation CD or find a way to download it free?
Installation CDs would work, but that's something that I haven't heard of in a very long time. This may be honest with you, because I do know that when I lived in Nigeria, I used to have
I saw one that Office 3.
Yeah, I used to see those things. And sometimes people would take their computers and go to like these guys that do cyber cafes, right? And they will know what CD to use and download for you. So getting the CD, using the CD will definitely work, because it's the same information that they put on the CD that they put online. So if you're worried about putting your details online, then maybe the CD would work. But I don't have experience with downloading from a CD. So if you know people that do have experience, and there are lots of people that do, then they can help you. That definitely will work, because it's a matter of putting the software on a CD and then they download for you. Yes. But also getting it for free. Yes, definitely. I know a couple of people that have told me they've gotten it for free. I just don't know how they get it, you see. So yes, and a lot of people that told me, in fact, the people that told me, all of them are people that live in Nigeria. So I don't know how they did it. I asked them, they gave me some complex explanation about how they went to somewhere and did it. It was complex. I didn't bother with it. But yes, if you can find a way to do it for free. My suggestion is ask around you, people that use Microsoft for anything, ask them how they got theirs. That's likely a good source of information for you. I think I saw someone.
Ayala's hand up.
Ayala, yes, Ayala, yes, I saw your hand. Yes, please.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, let me ask you. Are we going to be doing SQL training?
Yes.
So which of the applications are we using for SQL?
I will allow Dami answer that question. Dami,
Yeah,
Damilola. Yes, sorry, sorry, Damilola.
So we're going to be using Postgres.
Oh, okay. That was why we downloaded that. Oh, okay.
Yes.
But okay, my concern is this, because I have little knowledge of SQL.
Yeah.
And I've forgotten the one I use. I use this one that has the green background. I've forgotten the name.
Yeah.
I trained on Aka's something.
Hackerrank.
Hackers, the hackers something. There's a place for hackers. You train there. It's an international acknowledged place. It's not like the major Akka. It's just the name of the place. So they train for SQL. They do SQL trainings there. But I know that there are differences in the MySQL, TSQL, and all of those things, and they have different ways of writing the queries. So my concern is, how do we understand the differences? How do we are we going to be learning the distinct differences? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So I think that actually most of the queries are like similar. It's just, I mean, they do use similar queries, then similar aggregations, similar formats. But what could be different is probably I know there's one that there's a thing with capitalization, or
T-SQL is different from my SQL. They are very, like, the way they write the queries are different, stuff like that. So like my concern is, because if we learn one, and for example, you're going to an organization where they use a particular way of doing their query, maybe they use I don't know, I think the Power BI is the Excel's query language system also. I'm not sure, but yes, so the way we write queries on the two platforms are different. Because when I was training, when I write on another platform, I trained on T-SQL, and when I'm writing on my SQL and Microsoft SQL, they're different. When I write on Microsoft especially, it's always error. It's always giving error feedback.
Yeah, so we chose Postgres because it is like the most popular of them all, that most organizations do require, right?
Good.
You'd see a lot of job ads, and after Excel, Power BI, they will put Postgres, like, we chose Postgres because it's the most popular, and it is kind of like very common. Like, they require you to be familiar with SQL, and for most organizations, they would expect you to bring in your own tool, right? Especially if you're like the first generation data analyst. So, but yeah, we chose Postgres because it's the most popular and like very popular amongst professionals and amongst companies that require you to write SQL queries.
Okay. Thank you. My second question is regarding Power BI, because I realized people were raising the questions regarding how to, for example, you can do all the work you want to do, but you cannot export it because it requires you to sign in, and you need an organizational email to sign in and all that. How do I, for example, if I'm telling companies that I've worked on this, these are my projects, I was a lead whatever in this visualizing, in this project and all that, how do I give evidences on my project? Or is it not necessary to give evidence of projects?
Yeah, of course it is. So
how do I export that? Yeah.
For me, whenever I do my Power BI projects, I would usually screen snip, Yeah, so you just like screen snip your screen, or you could record your screen. You could also record your screen. Maybe set up a Zoom meeting for yourself and record. You can record with your basic Zoom account. So just record to show if you have filters or sliders. So if you have filter actions or sliders that you want to show, so you can always do like a very short clip and post it online, or you could screen snip and post it online, screenshot, post it online. You crop out the excesses, then you post it. That usually works for me.
I guess you're going to teach that, how to do all of that.
Yeah, I would tell the person who's taking Power BI.
Yes, please tell the person to please teach that. That's essential. Yeah, because he was saying, I don't know his name, sorry. He was saying when you do, for example, the NCDC stuff, when you post it on your LinkedIn, I was trying to post it because regarding people buying Microsoft 365, Office 365, I bought mine, but I could afford to buy an unlimited, unrestricted version for £8 something from a company, but you are linked to the company and they restrict your access to the mother company. You can do whatever it is you want to do on the Power BI, Excel, anything you want to do. You can log in, but you cannot go beyond that. So I was trying to share the work I did, but I could not because I could not export it. So, but yeah, please teach us how to do
Also,
this.
yeah. So the thing is, after you're done with your Power BI projects on the work, you can always post it on your workspace. There's a way you publish it.
How do you publish? How do you publish without signing in though?
But if you already downloaded Power BI, you already have an account, right?
I use the account of the company. Okay, so where I bought it from gave me an account, a username and a password. I changed the password when I bought it. And so now when I use it, because it's connected to the mother company, it has to be a company, it has to be a company account. An individual account cannot open it, cannot work on all those platforms. An individual, if you try to sign in with your individual account to tell you no, you have to put in your school or work ID. So they gave me a work ID.
Power BI?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I did is I created a Microsoft account.
You can. I have a Microsoft account, but you can't use.
I get what you're saying. So with Power BI, I am not sure if your case is different, but Power BI doesn't allow you to use a personal Microsoft account, like at yahoomail.com or something like that. It has to be a business account. So I'm not sure how people are going around that, but it has to be a business account. Otherwise, there's so much that you can't do with Power BI.
That's what I'm saying. Like I created a Microsoft business account.
Okay.
And you paid for it.
I
because
didn't.
you have to pay for it.
I didn't pay for it.
How? I'm serious. How? Because I was trying to create one, and you were saying you have to pay £7.50 per month.
What? It's been a while. I did it, but when I did it, I just it asked for a business account, right? A business email, and I think there was a prompt to do something, and then I sort of created a work and then created a work.
Free. Wow. Please, can I work in your company so you can give me access to, because there are a lot of things I can't do on the Power BI. You can work, but when you want to publish, export, do anything, it will tell you, sorry, you can't. You're given restricted access. You cannot do this unless you get permission from your company.
Oh.
Yes, that's what it says.
Because I do publish my Power BI dashboards, and people can
access. Because I'm using Mac, maybe that's why I get the restriction.
Okay, yeah, I'm using.
Because I downloaded a Windows, the virtual stuff, and then I got a Windows. Even the Windows, you people have made me do things. I was sincerely, I hate the fact that you have to do all this virtual stuff. I like when things are, but yeah, Microsoft does not, Power BI does not have agreement with Mac yet. I don't know. I don't think they will ever do. But yeah, it's what it is. Anyways, we'll learn on it.
Yeah, I think your best bet, right, for publishing, because when I've seen people publish their project on LinkedIn, it honestly doesn't matter whether it's it was published directly from Power BI or it was a screen snipe, right? So if you're using a Windows, just look for Sniping tool, which is an app that comes. I'm pretty sure that this is correct information. Sniping tool comes with Windows already installed. So Sniping tool allows you to crop your screen, whatever it's on your screen. And it's honestly so intuitive. You click on Sniping tool, it shows you a scissors icon. And then it frames that, you know how you see that frame square box thing?
Yeah.
And then, you can pull the sides to.
How do you do it, please?
Just Google Sniping tool. Let me see if I'll be able to open, if it's on my Windows. Every time I've owned a Windows machine, it's there. Okay, actually, let me show you how to do it. Okay.
I've never used a Windows.
No, but using a virtual machine, right?
Yes.
Which is
So,
using a Windows 10.
yes, we understand.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So I'm going to show you how to do it. But also there's a sniping tool. There's a way to snipe to screenshot on Mac. It's a command that I've been using quite often. Let me find that command. It's something plus command +3. Actually, I think it's shift command 3, hold down at the same time. Yes, so it will grab your screen. Let me see if I should be able to share. So I'm sharing this. If I do shift command 3, hold down at the same time, it will crop my screen, and then this is it, right? So if I now go, so can you see what I've cropped now on the screen? Ayola, can you see it? Am I? Can anyone?
Yes,
Yes.
I can see your screen.
Yeah. So if you can
Sorry,
see,
I can see you. I can see you. I can see.
Yeah.
So you can resize that.
Yeah, you can just resize. So it's a matter of dragging in the edges. So no. With this, you can drag in the edges. Where's that edit button? There's an edit button somewhere that allows you crop, so you move the edges to where you want, and that's it. Let me go to my virtual machine and reopen this. So let me check for sniping tool, because I'm pretty sure sniping tool comes with sniping. So there it is. So sniping tool.
So on my own Mac.
Yeah.
On my own Mac, when I do that,
yeah,
it doesn't do what yours did. Mine, there's just a place where you just see the copy of what is being snapped already. Then you have to click on that. Then it brings the image back. Then you edit. It doesn't do the yours is live. Yours screen grabs and stays there. Mine just shows the picture on the down below right.
Yeah, then maybe you have to go and find it. So go back to like downloads, recent, whatever.
Yeah, my pictures or photos.
Yeah, click on recent.
You have to set that if you want it to do as the our own was doing. So you have to set it from your Mac.
Yeah.
Because you did not set it, that is why it's going to download box. Once you can grab it, then it has to go to download box. Then you have to open it again. But you have to go to the settings so you can set it to show on the screen. Immediately you can grab it.
Take a shot. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. With sniping tool, so I'm on the virtual machine now on the Windows. So sniping tool, you see this, right? So you click on new, right? So new snipe. So it will gray everything in your background now, assuming this is the background you want to snipe, right? And once it's grayed out, once it's grayed out, see how when I move my mouse, it becomes a plus.
Yeah.
If you pull that plus to the corner and drag it, right? Yeah, hold on. So pull it, hold down and drag anything.
Anything captured within that circle.
Exactly. So drag it carefully down to where you want. Anything captured within the remit of that dragging you've done will be a snipe. Then you can choose, do you want to save, do you want to copy, whatever. You understand? So if you save it, you just save it and then share it wherever you want to share.
It's difficult using Mac on Windows because even on Power BI, if I want to press the capital letter, you have to put the cap on. When you put the cap on, then it writes on small letters when I'm on Windows in Power BI.
Really?
Yes. So I have to turn it. So when I turn off the cap, then it starts to write on capital letters. Then the 3, on Mac, the one is I think 2 is the art on Mac. But
I see what you mean.
all those things, the double, what do you call that? When you want to write words, the double column. I did double columns. No, the inverted commas.
Yeah, double quotation.
The double one. Yeah, is on 2.
Yeah.
So many differences.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of trying, like, relearning the syntax. I think if it's a bit, okay, Manuel, 1 second. So it's a bit easier if you've already used a Windows and then you are now using a virtual machine on a Mac, because you already know like how it works. But if you don't know, then you have to like keep trying and pressing different things and stuff, which is really frustrating. One other thing that I did one time, I got really confused. I Googled like Windows keypad and grabbed a picture of Windows keypad on my phone, right? And so when I started getting confused with the keypad for the virtual machine on my laptop, I just looked at the picture I have and then like tried to juxtapose, if you understand what I mean. So that's like a bit of another trick. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Emmanuel, yes, please go.
Okay, I just want to draw your attention to your laptop. I think it's about to go off. Your battery.
Yes, it is about to go off. Thank you. Just thank you. Please just give me 1 second to plug it before this thing does a miracle and says goodbye to everyone compulsorily. I'm just going to plug it in now. 1 second. Okay, that is plugged in. Thank you so much for calling my attention to that. Okay, Ayola, did I answer your question? Was that helpful?
Yes, pretty helpful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank
Okay,
you.
no problem. No
Yes,
problem.
I'll be waiting for the. Yeah, I was one of the people that asked for special lessons. If you can
Okay.
a quicker go through of the whole process, because we have we have the background in all these things already.
Okay, so did you still need any further help or?
Gladly, if I can. For example, the SQL training, I think I have gone a bit far. Then I got certificate in Tableau, so it's easy for me. It makes it a bit easy for me using Power BI because they have almost similar operating pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, I'm good. I use Tableau well. So I'm good in those two. Then
Yeah, I think with like SQL, I think maybe that's something that Damilola will sort out. Yeah, you talk to Damilola about later. But I do know that one of the first things you very likely learn is Excel, because that's like very high in demand with data analysis. Like a lot of data analysis, the data analyst job adverts will say Excel is a basic. Like you must have Excel.
It is, and I'm tired. I don't know why.
Yeah, Excel is a basic. You like people underrate Excel so much, but Excel is like a basic. If you don't know Excel, then they're not even looking at your face. Anything else that you have. So I think the first thing that you go through in the class is Excel. So before you have to worry about SQL.
Yeah. So the first thing I will go through in the class is problem solving.
Yeah.
Taking through how to, address business problems.
Yes, so I don't mind. I think those ones are integral to the business analysis. So yes, gladly I'll follow the class regarding those classes regarding for example, the problem solving, the Excel. But after those two, then maybe I'll get exemptions to skip classes. But yes, let's I'm anticipating.
Yeah, do not skip classes.
You're not allowed to skip classes.
Okay, I will not skip classes.
Just giving yourself
I don't know if I can interrupt your discussion. It's quite enjoyable. Ayola, thank you very much for bringing all this up. Well, when you say business problems, are you looking at it from a statistical point of view? Because I can speak for myself. I do not know jack about data science.
Yeah,
so I expect
from a statistical point of view. We are going to be starting from like the basics, like how do you address business problems? Like if you are going to be a data analyst, what are the things that you should firstly, be very familiar with regarding solving business problems? Because as a data analyst, you're going to be solving problems, right? I mean, that's the whole point of being a data analyst, to solve problems, to make right decisions, to help your organization make the best of their data, right? So what we are going to be starting with is problem solving, and in that class would take you through what it is, I mean, the definition of problem and how to solve problems.
How to look for them and then
we need definition of problem.
Then look at this. Look at this. Please look at this. Madam Pius. No, not that kind of Nigerian problem. That one is not solvable for now. Leave that one. Don't bring that one in.
No, we're not bringing.
Please, no, I'm just joking. Anyways, please look at this download thing. Where it's asking me about, please select the application you would like to install. I think I skipped that part of the story. Which one should I click on? Database driver, database server. Which
Oh,
one?
the stack builder.
I guess so. Yeah.
Is there stack builder on it?
Yeah, Stack Builder.
Yeah, just cancel it. You don't need stack builder. We've mentioned it
Okay.
over and over in the group. Do not install stack builder. It's just going to mess the whole process up. Just cancel stack builder.
Actually installed everything, then I deleted all those other applications. He created
Okay.
a new folder of 3
So
applications.
has it downloaded without the
Yes,
Stack Builder?
yes. Your Postgres should have downloaded it. If you go through your apps, do you use a Windows
Yeah, Windows.
yeah, if you just click on the Microsoft icon and scroll down, you see your Postgres whatever you downloaded, then just click on the drop down and you see PGAdmin 4. And that's what we're using.
Can't find it right away. Okay, I clicked that, but I found something on download.
Downloads.
Yeah.
Can you
If you
share your
go
screen?
let me see. Just a moment.
All right, let me stop sharing. Share. Okay, while you're
Can you
trying
see it right now?
yeah. No.
No. Okay, you can go on while I do that.
Fabulous. Okay, so there's a question from Olua Muyiwa and there's Emmanuel's hand is raised. So I'll take the question first because I saw that first and then I'll come to you, Emmanuel. So you're asking, you joined late and you use a Mac and you already have Excel. What did you miss? So with regards to that, I said that if you already have Excel on Mac, that's fine. It will work. But in my experience during the data analytics class, when I did my own time, I realized that Excel on Mac can be a bit wonky. There are some features you may try to do depending on your version of Mac, right? There's some features, some things you may try to do that you may not have that feature currently available for the Excel on Mac, right? Example, some things on Power Query, they are not currently available on the Excel on Mac. So please, if you plan to download a virtual machine to run Power BI, I would recommend that you download Excel for Windows on your virtual machine and use that one instead of using the Excel on your Mac, just so that you don't go far into the class having learned with Excel on your Mac, only to find out that some features don't work. And you have to then start trying to learn again using the Excel on your virtual machine. I hope that's a bit clear. That's the one thing you missed with regards to Excel. Yeah, someone said Excel on Mac is crap. Absolutely. Like it's so stressful. It will start looking really nice. Then when you want to do some functionalities, you realize that it's the trenches, for lack of a better way to put it. So please, if you plan to download,
we take exception to that. We take exception to that. Our Excel is awesome. It's the best.
So
if the version of Mac people are using, please.
If you download if you want to download virtual machine, please use the Excel on that. That would be helpful. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. I'd already downloaded Progress with this.
Is anyone asking this before? Trying to share your screen?
Yes.
No.
It's me, Shagun.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I didn't know we were waiting for someone.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go ahead with your question.
But hold on, Emmanuel already had his hand up. So if I can take Emmanuel's question first before I come to yours. Emmanuel, please ask the question you wanted to ask.
Okay, it's just a suggestion though. I realize most persons are saying they're having a hard time getting the Microsoft Office. Yeah. So I posted a link on the chat section some minutes ago where I downloaded mine from. That's where I download most of my software from free. Okay. And they work perfectly. So I don't know if the admins will let me post it on the group later or just share my screen to show the website and the exact. And I actually downloaded Microsoft 2021 and it's been working fine. So that was what I just wanted to say.
Okay, Damilola, she's the admin. Damilola is the admin. Damilola, please can you speak to that?
Please share, I beg you.
Yeah, so the thing is, I'm just gonna inform. I'll get back to you on that. Although I don't think getting to pc.com is a bad idea because people use it a lot. So
Okay.
Shegun, I saw you trying to open SQL shell. Is it still here?
Yes, I'm here.
What exactly do you want to open?
I just want to know if I've done the right thing, if I've downloaded it and I've installed.
Could you share your screen again?
What I have here is. So are you seeing my screen now?
I'm just
No.
seeing the name, not your screen. No.
Okay.
Okay, your screen is visible now.
Okay, on
So
your you could click on the Windows icon.
okay.
Search
Can you
for
say
PGAdmin.
PGAdmin?
Search.
No, like search.
Go on the search bar.
Yes, this is it.
Okay.
So they are good to go.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So you can now bring Nigeria problem. No problem.
We don't
Look
want
at it.
Nigeria problem here.
We don't want Nigeria problem, please.
Fine.
Someone was going to ask a question before. Is that person still asking?
Yes, Ms. Tony.
Yes.
Okay, so the question was this. I had downloaded when I was downloading Postgres, it asked me about Stack Builder, and I'd actually downloaded it. And before, I saw on the chat that we should untick it. So what do I delete and download it again without the Stack Builder? Because the lady was saying that it's going to mess up something.
Can you access PGAdmin?
Can I access
Can you check for PGAdmin if you have PGAdmin?
PGAdmin? Okay, that's in the Postgres.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to open it now. Do I check it on the server settings? Or where do I check it?
Do you use a Mac or?
Yes, I use a Mac.
Okay, where are you supposed to check it? I don't know where she's supposed to check it.
Yeah, if you're checking for any apps on Mac, so go to the Finder.
Okay.
And then when you click on the Finder, click on Applications.
Mm-hmm.
And then there you can search for PGAdmin, or you can search for Postgres, depending. I think you should search for PGAdmin.
Okay, okay, let me search for PG.
Yeah, under Applications.
Yeah, I have PGAdmin.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine then.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hello, please, I'd like to ask.
Yeah.
In the kit, the Tenality sent to us to install those softwares, they mentioned 2 softwares. Then after the third one, under the third one, they now said, do not open this software yet. My question now is it that third one we should not open yet, or those from that one upwards are the ones we shouldn't open yet?
Okay, so the thing is, why we put that there is that most people tend to want to explore everything they downloaded without proper guidance, and then it just turns everything upside down, and then they start to, message us about having this issue, having that issue. So what we are trying to do with that is to just like don't mess the software up. We'll introduce you to the software in class, and after that you can start exploring. Just don't click on anything that would turn your software upside down, because unless you already know about it, if you're totally new to it, it can be very confusing. So that is why we put that there. Try not to mess you up. software hub
Okay.
until we get to that class and talk about it.
All right. Then another question I have is this Excel we mentioned here. Is it the normal Excel that we already have in our Windows that we use every time, or
Yes.
there's a Excel that probably we're going to get from this new Microsoft Office 365? I don't understand.
No, the normal Excel. What Excel do you have?
I already have Excel before from my Windows that I use Windows 10. So I have Excel there. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
asking if by the time
That's
we get Windows 365, if that's another Excel we're going to
No,
have.
no, no, no. You don't have to get Office 365 here.
Yeah.
Okay, then another question I have is I don't have what do they call it? Something like company email yet. I am only asking if I can use my husband's own. Is it possible?
Yeah, sure.
You wait, what do you want to use that for? For Power BI?
Power BI did not even request for it. Is this Office 365 that is for Microsoft account that is asking for it?
Yeah, you can use anyone you want to use, as long as you give you access.
I don't want to use my office email. I want to ask if I can use my husband's business email.
Yeah, as long as it gives you access. What you need is access, right? So as long as it gives you the access to the apps to do the work you want to do, that should be all right.
Okay, then one last question, if it's not too much. On that Saturday when class begins, are we going to join with our laptop and be practicing with the same laptop, or we join with phone like this and then be practicing with laptop?
Yeah, so the thing is, actually, you can join with your phone and join with your laptop. You might want to, listen in with your phone and practice with your laptop. But what I would usually advise is that you listen in class, because so that you can ask your questions if you feel like you didn't get what the person said, or if you need more clarification, because most times when you're trying to listen and then also do it as well, you could get confused, or you could you can always go back to the recording anyways, but just would usually advise you can have your laptop open, if you can have the software open or anything, but I would usually advise that you listen in class. Then if you need to practice, you go back to the record to practice. But if you listen in class and there's like something that you didn't really understand, you can always ask for more clarification.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then you have your hands up. Yes, please ask.
Okay, hi all, good evening.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to ask that I've been hearing Office 365. Do we really need that? Because I don't know if there's something that I'm missing out. I just need a clarification on that.
So do you already have Excel?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, as long as that is going to be the same thing, as long as it works, that's fine. Office 365 is just because that's sort of like what Microsoft is like pushing to people.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're pushing. That's what they're pushing. So if you go online, that's what is. If you want to go and download, that's what you very likely see. So that's why the talk is around it. But if you already have a functioning Excel, it's absolutely fine. You do the same job.
All right, thank you.
As long as it's an Excel that is domiciled on your computer. Some people always make the mistake of trying to use Google Excel, like Excel from Google. That will give a lot of issues. So make sure it's Excel that is domiciled on your computer.
All right, thanks a lot.
Regarding what you said now about Excel being domiciled on the computer, Excel is not domiciled on, I don't know if it's domiciled, but on the virtual Windows I have, the Excel there, on the start menu, you see all of the Office 365 thing. But when you click on it opens like in the browser.
Oh, that's strange.
Yes, it doesn't open as a separate application.
Is it 365?
Yes, the circular one.
No, with 365, that's a bit different. So they've made it so that it looks like it's not hosted on your machine.
Yes.
But technically it's because if you Google it, if you find it in the search button, it comes up as an app. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It comes up as an app. But when you look at the interface, it looks like it's on a browser. Exactly, at your browsing, exactly. I don't understand the gig with 365 and what they're up to. And I'm not enough of a software developer to understand what that is really. But I do know that it's a bit of like an intermediate between a resident app and something that is hosted on the internet, like a browser. What I'm saying you should avoid is, you know how like Google spreadsheet, that's the word I'm looking for, Google spreadsheet.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
Don't try to use that. It will give you the
Nah.
biggest issues of all time. Someone try to use it, it'll give you issues. Don't try Google spreadsheet.
Yes. Finally, we've not addressed the guy who wanted to post the link to download free applications. Please, that's essential too.
Oh yeah, Damilola was saying something about that. She's the one that can give you the permission. I don't have such powers.
Yes, I said that I'm going to get back to you guys on the WhatsApp group on that.
Okay.
Yeah, and somebody asked for SQL, should it be on Windows or Mac? I don't think it matters. People are using it on the Windows, people are using it on Mac. I use on Mac. So I'm not sure there's a significant difference. But if anybody has noticed any difference using any of the SQL apps, Postgres particularly on Windows versus Mac, maybe they can contribute.
No, there's no difference.
Exactly. So I don't think it really matters where you download it, whether on your virtual machine, if you're using Mac, or on your Mac OS. So it should be fine, really.
So
Okay.
is there a specific SQL to download, or we just download SQL? Because they are giving me a lot of options here. I've been able to download my parallel, and that's working fine.
Yeah.
So
the one that Analytics has suggested is Postgres, because that's the one they're using for the class, right? So to allow you to follow through with the class and do the exercises, download that one.
Sorry, can you spell it?
Postgres. So that
Okay.
so is that?
Please go ahead.
Yes, so Postgres. So the one that I use is spelled, so that's PostgreSQL. So POSTGRESQL.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not sure. Damilola, was that the same one you were talking about earlier?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Was it the same one you were talking about earlier, the Postgres?
PGAdmin.
Is it the one that's spelled POS? Because when you look at the app, the interface, the one you want to download, is it the one that's spelled POSTGRESQL?
Yes, that's what you download, and then what we'll be using in class is the PGAdmin.
Good.
Okay.
So when you're looking for it, is PostgreSQL. Always get from PostgreSQL. As long as it
So
gives
please, you might not want to download like the most current version, because there's always like, just download the one before the most current version if you've not downloaded it.
Okay. Okay.
Hello. Hello. If I got Auntie Pius very well, she said if we already have Excel on your system, you may not really bother again about this 365, right?
Yes.
I was thinking that this 365 allows you to access your data anywhere or share it on cloud or things like that. Does our normal Excel we have do that?
No. So with normal Excel, when you have any data, you have to make sure it's saved on your computer, then you export it yourself, maybe like via email. That's the limitation. 365, according to them, allows you to work on the go and can share it anywhere. So in some kind of, it's saved in some kind of cloud. It depends on what you prioritize, to be honest, because if it will not cost you anything to switch to 365, then fine. But yes, but if you're already using Excel and you're like quite careful with saving your data to where you want it, where you can locate it, and exporting it to wherever, either by email or however you've always been exporting your data, you're not really losing anything. That's the best way to say it at the moment, right? So yes, if you want to switch, it should be fine. But that's why I said if you already have it on your system and it works, it will do the same job.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes. Okay.
You're supposed to set the password when it prompts you to. So please, another thing is, do not ever forget your password. That password used to give us issues a lot because people they put in the password and then they forget. You would always need it whenever you need to log into your PGAdmin. So don't ever forget the password. Use something that you can easily remember. Right. So did I answer your question, Shegun?
It's okay, ma.
Thank you.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, guys. Does anybody any other questions?
No, we have exhausted our questions. Thank you so much for your time.
No, not yet. I actually want Damilola to talk more about what we should be preparing for.
Yes, that's true.
But that's not going to be fair on those that are not in this meeting.
Yeah, exactly. Because you
It's not
guys,
simple. I know that in as much as Chainalytics wants to make it look very simple, what we are going into is not that simple. So I want her to broaden, like, it won't be fair on them, like you said, but at the same time, it's not as if she's going to take us through the lectures. We just want to have an idea.
But there's recording. This thing is being recorded. So when they come, they watch it.
That's true.
That's still not fair on them.
Let's have something we can think about, because the whole thing is kind of confusing. There's BI, there's business intelligence, there's data science, there's traditional statistics, there's traditional economics, there's traditional there are traditional analytical courses.
Please, all these things you're talking about,
they're even making us scared. They're even making us scared, you know.
Okay,
no,
sorry,
I don't think because you're mentioning everything I want to learn.
Everyone, yes. So we have another session. We'll be having our skills assessment session on Friday, and this one is just to solve problems for Mark. So we'll be having our skills assessment session where we'll talk about all of this, and then we'll have a larger class so that we can talk extensively about it. But
what time, please? What time?
it should be by 8 p.m. as well. I'm going to we have our keynote speaker session tomorrow. So after that, I'm going to send in the details about the skills assessment session. Okay, so
are you going to throw those without any skill on computing away?
No, it's just a normal games night, like quiz session, nothing serious.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll communicate with you guys on how that will go. But if we still have any other questions pertaining to installation, can we have it now? I'm going to post the link, the recording on the Google Classroom, so you can go through it to catch up on everything that you missed. Any other questions? All right, then I think we can call it a day.
No closing remark.
People are looking for trouble in this class. So just closing remark.
No item 7.
Yeah, we can move the meeting to 9 p.m. That's no problem, so that we can accommodate more people. That's fine.
No, please. We're around to 1 where I live right now. I'm gonna wake up like 2-3 hours time. I think 8 o'clock is fine. I think so.
No,
please.
8 o'clock when I leave work sometimes. Please, I don't think. Let's do 9. Like even
Damilola, where are you, please?
Yeah,
Where are you?
work,
Are you
I
in
come
Nigeria
there to
or
work.
you're in the UK?
I'm in Nigeria.
Okay.
You know she's in Nigeria.
So it's good for you, but for us, I'm in Dubai. I live in Dubai. It's the one right now. I don't think it's.
So can we take a vote?
Yes, we consider majority.
Can we take a vote?
We consider majority of time zones.
Can we take a vote
not
now?
The
Yeah, we'll fix up something on the group page. We'll fix it up on the group page. But yeah, guys, so thank you guys for coming up, for showing up today, and thank you so much, our guest speaker, for taking us through all of that. So I guess, do you have anything else you want to tell them?
Oh no, so thank you for attending, and I hope I was able to answer most of your pressing questions. If there's any other questions that you need to ask, I'm sure there'll be a way to relay that to me, and I'll do the best that I can to help. So good luck with your class, and I hope you have a good learning experience going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys. Have a nice night. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Yeah, bye. Sister Danola.